And we've got John McCarty.
Hi everybody, my name is John McCarty. I am a Ruby developer at lifechurch.tv. We are a church in Oklahoma City. I'm on the interwebs at J McCarty, and I'm going to avoid the water. I don't know what Dr. Nick has done to it. If at some point in your programming career you're going to get to a point, if you haven't hit it already, of asking yourself this question: what's the point? What am I doing? For me, it came in 2010. I was working at a startup, a B2B startup in San Francisco. And one day, I think on the BART, somewhere between the East Bay and San Francisco, and I asked that question, and it screwed me up in a good way. And so I started asking myself, what is the point of all this stuff I'm doing? I was working on an app that really, at the end of the day, wasn't creating any value, wasn't doing anything important. And so I started by asking myself this question: what do I value? Who am I? What matters to me? Is it my family? Is it money? Is it notoriety? What was it? And it was a really good question for me to ask. And I think at some point you understand that all of us, there's an intrinsic need for us to belong to something, for our work to matter. We want to know that we're part of something bigger than ourselves. In fact, you can even see this in research, especially in this generation. 75% of young people polled age 25 to 30, which is narrow, especially since I'm over 30, last year donated to causes. 63% said that they gave their time to volunteer. This is a huge jump over previous generations. I think this is something that we're coming to grips with, and we're understanding that this is part of our lives, and we want something else, something bigger. So for me, what's my purpose? When I was in San Francisco, I came across a guy who told me about this church in Oklahoma City, not on the top 10 list of places I ever wanted to move to. It's a Christian church using technology to reach the world and change people. We build software for other churches. We give it away for free. The biggest one, if you're into the whole Bible thing and you have one on your phone, this YouVersion Bible app is one thing that we do. It says 90 million installs to date. So that was my purpose, and so my challenge here for you today is: what's your purpose? What motivates you? What brings you fulfillment? And the best place to begin is the beginning. So take a look at your values. What is it that is important to you? Put them in order. Prioritize them in a block if you have to. Find the purpose in the work that you do. Managers, make sure your developers know why you're doing things. Even if the project as a whole isn't a huge, vastly important thing, there is some value in it. And you need to tell your developers what it is and keep reiterating it. Developers, if you don't have a great manager, find the work find the purpose in the work that you do. But my work has no purpose, you may say. Here's a couple ideas. First of all, find it. Again, like I was saying, the project as a whole doesn't have to have massive purpose. But even this specific feature that I'm building is going to save my users time, is going to change someone's life on the other side of the internet. There's purpose and value to that. Hold on to that. Treasure it. In my case, do something drastic. You're working somewhere, for all of the managers here, I'm sorry I'm about to say this. If you're working somewhere and you come to this point of, what am I doing with this? Leave. Go somewhere else that connects with who you are and what you value. Thirdly, if none of those options work, if you have to stay where you are too, find purpose outside of work. There's so many things that you can do with your time, with the talents that you've been given as programmers, as developers, as people that understand what a class is. There are things that you can do outside of work, whether it's finding a nonprofit in your community that you can give some of your time to, give some of your programming time to. Gosh, there's so many terrible nonprofit websites. Please help them. There are organizations that will allow you, they're very obvious examples, where you can use your skills to change the world around you. And finally, find or create by. Just know that the code that you write today isn't going to be around forever. Most of the code that I wrote 3 years ago isn't alive anymore. But the difference that you can make in someone's life through the code can last a lifetime. Thank you very much.